All right, welcome back, everyone. And I need a motion to come out of closed and back into open, please. It is by Stan, seconded by Jim. All those in favor? And just a brief report that direction was provided to our solicitor based on the items that were listed for discussion. Okay, moving on with our agenda. Peterborough County report. At our last meeting, we got to meet the fabulous Janet Levy-Smith, and she's the CEO, CAO, or what?
So CEO
Or general manager?
at Orca, CEO, GM.
Okay, so I think it's like, there's various titles anyway. Super smart, super on the ball. I feel very confident that she's steering the ship to give us an update. And I mean, she was very frank and very, open with what she could, like with what she knew, and that, and she, when she didn't know, she said, I don't know, like these things are still changing and moving, but as I said, I think we're very we're in good hands with Janet, so that was great. Lots of questions, lots of feedback back and forth. So and yeah, and certainly seems to be well connected as well. So that was a good meeting. County also adopted in principle a sustainability and climate action plan. And we also looked, and it's actually on our agenda, and I've asked for it to be pulled under the consent item, is the county resolution regarding the comments on Bill 98 with respect to moving the goalposts once again when it comes to planning and municipal stuff. And it's like, we submitted our draft OP for approval by the deadline of July 1st, 2022. And here we are 4 years later, still waiting. And they think that we can just change it all again and do it. And it should be under the normal course of business. So it shouldn't be any extra costs or anything. So anyway, hopefully you've read that report. It was excellent. And I certainly, as we said, we get to consent agenda. I would, I'm going to ask if for consideration to support it as well. Yeah, it's just been some challenges. And likewise, on that same vein too, there was a letter there on our consent agenda from the Municipal Engineers Association. Again, struggling with sort of moving goalposts and changing things. The MTO is looking to redo all of these standards, and they usually do things in consultation and cooperation with the MEA. And they're like, what are you doing? Like, why are we doing this? Why are you making the change? And we're not sure what the reasoning is. Like, are things inefficient? Like, are things not working right? So anyway, based on feedback from our public works and county public works, we did pull that forward to support as well. And then we do have county council tomorrow. There's a bunch of things on there, but one thing I did want to note, because kind of is the theme this year with many municipalities, upper and lower tiers, Ian Mudd will be retiring tomorrow. And we're having a little ceremony for Ian anyway. So if you happen to be in town or you can zoom in, you can check it out. So that's it for county. Do you have anything to add?
Oh, tomorrow we're also looking at County Road 10.
Yes.
Kevin, they got approval for 2,000 houses, and they got an application in for 7,000 more. And just the study to change the road is $200,000. And each section of the road is in the millions, to do it.
Yep.
So it's 2 and 3 lanes.
So you just tweaked my brain about something too, because I've been wondering about this with the upcoming municipal election, and the voters was coming out and looking at population and stuff like that. As you know, at county council, there is weighted voting allotted to a couple of municipalities, Selwyn and Trent Lakes. And in speaking with the county clerk, because I was asking about that, like how we'll see what happens, but Cavan is very close. So that may change the dynamic and sort of the sway power at county too, if they end up having weighted votes. I'm not sure how they'll figure that out, but that's just something to think about in the future. So that's it. If there's any questions or comments, otherwise motion to receive the county report, moved by Ruth Ann, seconded by Colin. All those in favor? That's received. Colin, Crow Valley.
Yeah, so this will be an official one because we haven't had a full meeting since we last sat. But on May 1st, we got a letter that as of May 1st, conservation authorities are no longer to make any significant staffing changes, regulation changes.
Oh, okay.
And we're sort of entering the freeze period.
Yeah.
And we also got given, and this is the first time I've seen this written down from the province, February 1st, 2027
Yes.
or later as a date. So it could change, but they're looking at the beginning of February 2027 as a date that
Yeah.
all CAs will be consolidated, but it sounds like Jeanette was ahead.
Yeah, I couldn't remember all the details that she had brought forward, but yeah,
And that's it for Crow Valley, because we haven't had a full meeting.
okay,
Mostly that letter.
okay, perfect.
Move to Grove Valley report.
Perfect by Jim, seconded by Ruthann, all those in favor? That has been received. Adoption of the minutes of the previous meeting of council that was held on April 21st. There are no errors and omissions. There is, Kelly, we did make a change on the date.
Yes.
Yes, it was, so the teeny tiny summit is the 28th of May, not the
Yeah,
8th of
the
May.
8th of May.
Okay, hope to see y'all there. Okay, motion to adopt those minutes, please. Moved by Ruthann, seconded by Jim. All those in favor? Those minutes have been adopted. Okay, consent agenda. Like I said, I did want to pull out two things. First one is Peterborough County resolution regarding the comments on Bill 98. Lots of good detail there that we already approved it and obviously sent it off as part of the county comments through to the, I guess it's posted on, what is it, the ERO or whatever, right? They want feedback or whatever. So we've sent that through and I am hoping that council would consider supporting this as well and passing a resolution.
We've already supported.
No, our council, like endorsing, like supporting Peterborough County's resolution, because it impacts us. We have our local plans in the official plan.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on. We have a committee of for comprehensive.
Motion to support.
Good, okay. I'm like, do I have to convince you?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Oh, I've lost complete control of the meeting. Thanks to the former mayor. I did want to maybe say that we send a copy of our resolution to our MPP, to Premier Ford and to Minister Flack. He's still the Minister of Municipal Affairs, right? Whoever the Minister of Municipal Affairs is, in case that's changed. Okay, can that be in the motion that's been approved?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Are we good on that?
Yeah.
We're all good. We did it. We moved it. It's approved, Connie, okay? I hope you caught that. All right, and then the next one is, this letter has actually come back, Township of Hornpain. There's correspondence that we'd received back in March and we just received it all, but since that time, because it tweaked Edward's interest and my interest, so we actually had a meeting. We pulled in the warden and the county CAO to talk to the CAO and the folks at Hornpain about their resolution for a small northern new residential property tax and also talk about municipal servicing corporations. So I don't know, Edward, if you want to just like give like a couple of tidbits about it and why we brought it back.
Yeah, we had I think a very productive meeting with the Township of Hornpain representatives. Again, the new northern residential tax class that they're advocating for wouldn't impact us directly. We're not within Northern Ontario in terms of our administration district and scope in North is, but not us. But there were issues of mutual interest that we discussed as well. I think that we were in agreement that, we understand the concerns regarding housing and affordability and those additional costs that are much higher in Northern Ontario. So on terms of their resolution, the mayor is looking for a resolution of support for the Township of Hornpain and their advocacy to amend the Assessment Act to include a small northern new residential property tax and subclass. And as the mayor mentioned as well, they do have an MSC in the Township of Hornpain, which has been successful in terms of operating their affordable housing project within the township, but also bring in a much needed hotel to the community, which I had the pleasure of attending there last year. So we did talk about that, and I think they were definitely open to further discussion and sharing about their MSC as they were further ahead, and one of the first that I can see that actually created an MSC in Ontario, and very open and looking at potential collaboration, information sharing with them as we look forward opportunities of creating MSCs here in Peterborough County.
Perfect. Yeah. Jim?
So they're gonna lower the taxes on certain people?
What they're looking for is creating a new residential subclass so that they can have a discounted rate for new construction within their township longer than that would be allowed for through a CIP. So they're looking for upwards of 20 to 30 years at a reduced rate that they wouldn't be able to with under the current assessment act or through implementation of a CIP. So they're kind of looking for a long-term way of implementing tax discounts for new construction in Northern Ontario,
Well, these would be new homes,
new homes.
and they want them taxed less than the homes that are there.
So
Less than the current residential, so less than be able to do less than one, basically the one per ratio of one per traditional residential, residential rate within the township.
I don't think I'd be very happy about that if I owned a house in there.
no, the challenge is with, and this is why, this is sort of like, we're kind of like in solidarity with our fellow municipality, right? Because there are different challenges up north than there are here. Their tax rate is probably like 4 times what ours is right now when it comes to, because they've got a lot of, like, back in the boom days, the mines and everything that was up there, they have a lot of vacant land that's been serviced, but the taxes that they would have to charge are prohibitive. No one's gonna go. So that's what they're talking about. They're trying to get folks to come in, and this is an incentive of a way to do it by reducing that over a period of time to encourage the building and the construction. And then, once you have more people there, then you're spreading out that tax burden, and eventually it will lower tax rates for everybody, right? They're up against like, it's a total climb, but it's an outside the box kind of thinking, right? And they have gone to the ministry, and there's been some positive feedback, I think, from them, because of this government certainly would likes, for people to figure out how to do things in a way that makes sense, right? And but as I said, it was a very interesting conversation. It's not something, like I said, that would apply to us, but it's just that idea of like, hey, you know what, they're the little, we think we're the little guys, in the northern part of Peterborough County, like, but it's nothing like, up north, and with the limited number of people, the huge land areas that they have to cover, and they have significant challenges that we don't face. So, Colin.
I can't believe I'm gonna get this fired up about consent agenda stuff, but I strongly disagree with this. I think one of the sort of challenges that we have here in North Kawartha is that we're in what I call the near north. And we have a lot of the same challenges as far as needing to travel for medical appointments that people in Northern Ontario have, but we aren't subsidized the same way that they are for travel. And I think that when you look at building housing, you've got to start with geography. Cavan's getting thousands of homes, while Norwood was struggling to get rid of or sell the last few homes in the final phase that they had. So geography is going to be number one, and cost is going to be number two. And that's one of the few advantages that North Kawartha still holds. So starting to give that away to nearby municipalities over in the Municipal region, that's not something I'm interested in. I'm not supportive.
Okay, I'm not sure that we're giving anything away by this, right? It's basically trying to create another tool in sort of the tax toolbox, I think, for the province and for other municipalities. Like I said, I don't see all of a sudden that, us supporting their initiative suddenly means they're gonna be pulling folks away from us. But hey, it's up to council. We asked for it to come back because at the time we didn't have enough information. So it was on our consent agenda and we just received it. We didn't do anything with it. In the meantime, we had that meeting. It was very interesting, very productive. I know that the county is going to keep in touch with them, and because those initiatives that they're working on, there's opportunities for collaboration and for information and idea sharing, right? Perhaps things that we could put to use here in our communities. But that's what we thought. We said, you know what, we'll bring it back to our council and see maybe if they would be willing to consider supporting this. But it sounds like probably not.
I have no support for it.
Okay, well,
So
then, you know what,
I'll make a motion that we receive the Township of Horn Plain.
well, that's fine. We'll make a motion then to receive the balance of the consent items, because that's it, right? We already made the support on the one, so you want to make that motion then?
Motion to receive the balance of the.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right, and a second for that, moved by Colin. All those in favor? So even if you were in favor of it, Ruth Ann, it would have died.
No, I know.
I was like, It didn't matter,
It didn't
Edward
matter.
can't vote, so.
No before.
Yeah, anyway, okay, so next up, Matt, you know it's you. Come on now,
$7,000 for a little cement.
well,
My goodness.
isn't that for two?
No, there's like cutting of a.
Is that just the front or the
It's
back?
both. It's both.
Okay.
Hello, good morning, Madam
morning.
Mayor, members of council.
Sorry.
So you have before you report, and the recommendation for the report is the council approve quote, 26-10 in the amount of $11,350 provided by Rubicon General Contracting Limited for the construction of sloping barrier-free walkways at the front and rear entrances at 135 Burley Street, and further that those funds be taken from future capital reserves. So the background, this was brought before council back in April for the rear sloping walkway. Then an inspection was taking place once the front door was installed and noted that there is also a need for a sloping walkway at the front to meet code requirements for barrier-free access. As noted in the report back in April, there is the option for the rear to have it as a service entrance. So if council chooses, we can just do the front walkway at a cost of $6,500 instead of both. I would recommend that we do both. It leaves some options open for tenants at the building. You know, depending on who goes in there and possibly whether they want their main entrance at the back versus the front. As a service entrance, it would still be sufficient to meet code requirements. But I'll leave that at council's discretion. As is noted, it does sound like a lot of money for a small entrance. However, they would have to remove the existing concrete at the front, chip it away and remove it in order to install the proper sloped walkway. So that would be a fairly labor intensive job to do. Council has any questions for me?
Yeah.
I don't know, even with chipping, it sounds pretty expensive to me. Like, give me a jackhammer, I'll go out there and break it. But isn't the front door new? So like, was it in the plans, did we have it in a non-building code compliant area, or did they install it in a non-building code compliant way? Or how did we end up in this situation with a new door?
So as noted earlier in the previous report and this one, the original RFP went out without any exterior work being done because it was originally going to be sent out and work done in the middle of winter time. Things changed, the RFP was pushed back. They're now just finishing up or have finished up there, but have offered to do the work as well by providing the quote. It was something that we anticipated was going to be needed. We were going to get quotes for it once the work was done. But we just didn't know exactly to what extent. So it was something that was needed and we were aware. Didn't know, you know, at the front entrance, we were hoping it was going to line up a little better. It is a new opening. So until that opening goes in and the door goes in, we don't know what we're working with. You know, it was
It's like a 2-inch gap, right?
yeah, it sounds minimal.
I know, but
It's 2 inches. However,
it's not.
code requires less than a ½ inch for a threshold on a barrier-free entrance.
Yeah.
And that's for the smooth transition for those using walkers and wheelchairs.
I still just don't understand how this happens on a brand new door.
No, the floor is higher than the cement.
Oh, is it on the interior?
No,
No.
it's the existing interior floor height
Oh.
is 2 inches
Oh.
higher than the
Yeah,
the
Okay.
exterior
It's very-
walkway.
Put the door open.
So it's
yeah, when we did our site visit, Matt pointed it out. There was just a little bit, but yeah, but at the end of the day, whether it's like you said, the front like has to be dealt with, it's like really not the back, but everybody benefits when we make things accessible. Right? And like you said, depending on the nature of the business for privacy or whatever, maybe the back is going to be the main entrance. You don't know, right? Maybe that's what they're gonna utilize. I don't know, but it needs to be done. Jim,
Move Matt's recommendation.
okay,
I'll second it.
okay. You wanna third it?
Just for clarity too, there's going to be a flat landing at the top, so it's not just a slight slope up. You have to have the 1 in 20 slope for a walkway. And then a landing at the top before you go into the door. So it is a fairly large area that they're removing the concrete and sloping this to work, so.
And it all makes sense. No, it just didn't make sense at first.
No, I know. Okay, motion on the floor, duly seconded. All those in favor? That recommendation is approved. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
And where are we now? We did the consent. So now we're on to Gary. Are you there? I don't know, he's coming on. Provincial Day of Action on Litter. Talking trash again, Gary. Good morning.
Talking trash again. Good morning, Madam Mayor, Council. Before you is just an information report on the province's 7th annual Provincial Day of Action on Litter, which is May 12th, next Tuesday. It happens to always be the second Tuesday in May, every year. And once again, the township will be participating this year, as in the past. We'll promote this event towards the end of this week. And if residents want to sign up in advance, we provide free clear bags. We also will pick up the garbage bags when they let us know where they are. And if they're working in traffic, we lend them vests and so on. So again, this is just a staff report to provide information to council on what we are doing as a municipality once again this year.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that, Gary. Any questions or comments for Gary? Otherwise, motion to receive his report. Moved by Ruthann, seconded by Colin. All those in favor? That's been received. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Council.
Okay, next up is Corey, Public Works. Corey, you're gonna talking about a road name change.
Yes, good morning, Madam Mayor and rest of council. Thank you for joining me for this report. There is a report here before you with regards to road name change for Halls Road to Waterfall Lane. It is 2 segments. It is off of County Road 56, which is also known as Northeast Bay Road. There's just it's got a south and a north segment, and there's been some issues brought up from residents regarding it's just hard to navigate it, being that there's 2 entrances that say Halls Road on County Road 6, and just some issues with that. There's only 1 dwelling on this segment that has been proposed to change. So like I said, it's not it's going to improve the navigation around the area. It's going to it's very minimal to the disruption, because being that there is only 1 residence on it. The proposed name Waterfall Lane is conclusive to the road naming policy with regards to like natural features. So it would be my recommendation that the council, approve the proposal from Halls Road to Waterfall Lane, and further that council advise staff to coordinate the signage, mapping updates, and coordination of the emergency services, Canada Post, and Peterborough County as applicable. Any questions?
Okay. All right. I don't think so. Jim.
Sorry, when I first looked at this, I thought, where's he gonna find a waterfall on Old Road? It's a perfect name for that. Really, it's just a really beautiful little cottage and lot there. So
yeah.
I'm with you 100%, my friend.
Perfect.
Yes, thank you.
Anybody else? We all know that. We did the tour, right? We all know that little house.
We don't. I love it.
And the little waterfall that's there, it's appropriate. And obviously that the property owner on that road, wants this too. It makes sense. Win-win-win all around. Can I have a
Absolutely.
motion then to move Corey's recommendation? Moved by Jim, seconded by Ruthann. All those in favor? Approved. Okay, and that's great,
Thank
Corey.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Connie, Judy, you are up next. Signing officers. We need to make some changes, tidying up some loose ends.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, with the changes in staff, we had to look at changing our bank signing officers. And what we're recommending, it usually is the CAO, has been in the past. However, with the CAO being an interim one coming in, we thought maybe we'll make it the deputy CAO for the time being, and everything else will be staying the same.
Okay. Questions or comments?
I never did any of these checks.
Maybe you will now that we're making a change. You
He never comes to me with a check. She's afraid of people.
Would somebody like to move the recommendation that we pass the new signing officers bylaw, rescind the old one? Ruthan's gonna make that, Colin's gonna second it, all in favor? That has been approved. Okay, next up, Judy, is the quarterly financials.
Thank you. So quarterly financial, as usual, your first quarter to kind of guess where we're going to be, but we think that we did really good budgeting and we're going to be at zero at the end of the year. No surplus, no deficit, because we were just so right on with our budgeting. So I did note a couple of changes in there where they came to council for
Most of it, we want to make sure that's recorded.
Connie, get that down.
I'm sure I will be reminded of it. It will be remembered. So yeah, if council feels comfortable to pass the motion to receive the financials.
Yeah,
The only question I had, just because it's a bigger account than I expected, council materials and supplies. What sort of materials and supplies are we buying?
You know what? I should have brought my laptop with me. Materials and supplies and council.
Yeah, it was
laptop?
$60,000.
laptops and phones. Oh, that's
No,
just nice.
it's different, but the donation, I believe, is in part of that, the donation account. There's also election expenses in there. Now, that wouldn't be very much at this point, but yeah, that would include different accounts there.
Okay, good. Okay, all right, anything else? Okay, motion to receive the quarterly financial report, please. Moved by Colin, seconded by Jim, all in favor? It's been received, thanks, Judy. Okay, administration, we have a couple of things up here. This is Connie, please go ahead.
So council, with following up from Judy's report with the staff changes that are happening, we have the appointment bylaw coming forward for Kelly Picken as clerk, and that will be effective June 1st, 2026. It includes appointment for clerk and lottery licensing officer. So the motion is that a bylaw be passed at the end of the meeting for the appointment.
Okay. Can I have a mover for that recommendation,
I
please?
don't know whether we should do this or not. Oh, she's scared. I didn't.
Gotta keep it light. You wanna make that motion? Colin's gonna make that motion. Ruthan's gonna second it. No, I'm not giving it to you. All those in favor? That is approved. And Connie, your next report, please.
And the next report is following through with that, with Kelly's move up to clerk, that we need to appoint a deputy clerk. And so the appointment for that one is for Keely-Anne Johnson. And she's also going to be the alternate lottery licensing officer. So when Kelly is away, she will be able to issue a license. And that again is passed by law at the end of the.
I'll move that.
I'll make that motion. Ruthann will second it. All those in favor? That is
Can I
approved.
just ask a quick question?
No.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Can the clerk still marry people?
We don't do that here.
Yeah, we haven't been doing that there, here, but yes.
They can,
We can pass a,
okay, and you can too,
no,
okay.
the mayor can't,
I know,
unfortunately.
It was taken away, I know, because of,
I would love to.
I had a marriage all lined up. And the.
Carol Marino? You want me to marry you?
I had all lined up for people and everything else in January, and they took it off at the end of the year. Couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, come on in. Yeah, we're getting towards the end.
Great.
Anyway, did we move that? Did we pass it or approve it?
I think they did.
We voted? Oh, sorry. Stop getting us off track.
Oh, yeah, you did, you had all.
Okay, good. Hang on a minute, we're already here. Okay, all right, so. Were those your last two reports, Connie?
Yes, they are.
They are your last two reports. Okay, no reports from boards and committees. No new business or notice of motion. We do have a correspondence, action item, and that is, that's just that we approve that, the warden of the county will be the rep on the, source protection area. Kind of missed this deadline. There's a little bit of back and forth, but they don't meet until a couple of weeks, so I think it will be fine. But anyway, it's asking for us to pass a resolution.
I moved right.
Perfect, okay. I wasn't looking at it, so I was kind of just going off memory. So Colin makes that motion, Jim will second it. All those in favor? All right, that is approved, so we can send that off to the Otonabee-Peterborough Source Protection Area Drinking Water. We've already done our closed session. I wanted just, because we pulled the retirement thing right to the very end, but I did want to use the announcement time as just an opportunity to say, way to go, Apsley Lions and Parks and Rec staff, like unbelievable. Edward, everybody, Keely-Anne, like I'm telling you, that was amazing. That this past week, I'm still riding high, honestly. Like I loved it. I loved everything about it. I did a post, but like like I said, the sense of community spirit, you know, the pride, like everybody connecting. I know, like on a personal level, like with our own businesses, best show we've done. I thought it was 6. We've done 9 shows since last September. Best show they've been to. The attention to detail, all the things for the first time. I mean, I know there's gonna be like some kinks and things you guys have to work out, but the Lions, fantastic. I already told the Lions this, like I'm coming to their next meeting to tell them in person and give them all a big hug because they truly did hit this out of the park. It was phenomenal and like what a signature event for our community to have going forward, right? So Gary?
I just wanted to mention one name from the Lions, and that's Richard Burns.
Yeah.
Richard was tireless and one of the key Lion members in putting that event together. And even things like the curtains that they brought in, you know, to provide exceptional. That was, you know, that was a big commitment by the Lions to do that. And so yeah, congrats to Richard and his team.
Yep.
And congrats to Sean and stuff too. They did a great job helping the Lions.
Yep. Yeah, like as I said, all positive feedback. I didn't hear anybody. I think there was one person maybe, I think, that didn't want to pay $2 to get in, but otherwise everybody was like, so it's a deal. It keeps coming in. So yeah, I just I really just wanted to take a moment to publicly at a council meeting acknowledge how amazing that event was. So thank you all. Now I can't wait till next year. Okay, then can we do the bylaw? I want to do everything. I basically want to we'll do everything and then we'll do the presentation and then we'll adjourn, okay? So Connie, for the last time, could you please read out the bylaws?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So we have a few bylaws here. A bylaw under the provisions of the Planning Act as amended to amend bylaw 26, 2013 with respect to the lands described as part lot 34, concession 2, geographic area of Anstruther, County of Peterborough, roll number 1536 020 201 30002. We have a bylaw to authorize and designate certain officers and council members of the corporation as signing officers for the purpose of paying the accounts of the corporation and to rescind bylaw 2017-0056. We have a bylaw to appoint Kelly Picken as clerk and lottery licensing officer for the township, and a bylaw to appoint Keely-Anne Johnson as deputy clerk and alternate lottery licensing officer for the township. That is all the bylaws.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve those bylaws, please? Moved by Jim, seconded by Ruth Ann. All those in favor? Those bylaws are approved, and I'm not gonna confirm our proceedings yet. But save the best to last. Okay. So, as you all know, it's on the agenda. Let me just get myself organized here. But today's meeting is a very significant one. As it's Connie parents' last, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get emotional. I'm sorry, Connie. As it's Connie parents' last official meeting as our clerk. After 32 years with the Township of North Kawartha, Connie has taken her last set of minutes and will be hanging up her keyboard. I'm sorry.
You can do it, Carol.
This is awful. I'm so sorry. I have to take my glasses off.
I will read it for you.
Yeah, no, I have to do this, right? It's my job. I have to do this. Okay. Pull it together. Connie started her career with Burley Anstruther Township in 1994 as an occasional office assistant. She became the administrative assistant receptionist in 1996. And in 2000, she became the clerk for North Kawartha Township. She has accumulated numerous awards, certificates, and professional accomplishments during her tenure, including the AMCTO Certified Municipal Officer Designation, Employment Law and Human Resources for Municipalities, attaining an executive diploma in municipal management, workplace violence and harassment, accessibility for Ontarians with disabilities, and has a yellow belt in Lean Six Sigma. Connie is my first and only township clerk that I have known, and is someone who I highly respect and admire. Over the years, I've often sought her advice and direction, both personally and professionally. I have often joked that I place as much value and faith in her legal opinion as I do our solicitor. And I know my faith is well placed because I found it recently, even our lawyer asked for her advice as a longtime clerk. Connie has been one of our township's greatest resources. She is incredibly knowledgeable and dedicated to our organization and our community. She is a very calm person and always seeks the root of the problem. Connie is a consummate professional and has been a mentor to both staff and council, so many of us during the last 3 decades. She is very just, and she always has the best interests of the entire community at heart. Not just the interests of those who speak the loudest or send the most emails or have the most influence, but all ratepayers. Connie has never turned anyone away. Connie is one of the most tactful people I have ever known. Several times I have witnessed her handle a difficult situation or person with thoughtfulness and care while sticking to her guns, maintaining her integrity, and putting that person right in their place. The role of clerk is vital for a well-functioning council or municipality, and it can be extremely challenging. Connie has always handled her role with professionalism and grace. She takes her duty as a public servant very seriously. I am sure many of us have driven by the office after hours and on weekends only to see Connie's car in the parking lot while she works away in her office. Election years are even more of a challenge, and she has been our election returning officer for the last 8 elections. And I actually have an election story to share that I think highlights Connie's character perfectly. During the last election, the folks at our local seniors residence had not received their voters' kits in the mail. Connie immediately sprang into action and personally visited every single resident to ensure that they were on the voters list and arranged to have the voting kits delivered to them the next day. Connie goes above and beyond to get the job done, and she makes it look easy. And as much as we tried to convince her to stay for one last election, she is passing the election torch on to Kelly, who has learned well under Connie's direction. And I could spend all day singing her praises, but I think everyone knows how special she is and how incredibly fortunate council staff and all North Kawarthans have been to have her guidance and leadership over the last 30 years. And although we are sad to see her go, Connie has left her mark on North Kawartha and on our hearts, and she has set us up well for the future. Congratulations, Connie. We wish you all the best in your retirement. Thank you, Karen. Well done. Before I make, I was just gonna say, I don't wanna do the presentation maybe right this second. We'll let more people in, yes. But I wanna open it up to see if anybody else has something to say, because I think there are people that have stuff to say. Alana, did you wanna?
I
You know, I
I'll
put you
do
on
it
hot seat.
first and then get the ball rolling for everyone else.
Okay.
I just wanted to give this card to my mentor. On behalf of all of the staff here in North Kawartha. You're there for everyone, and we all really appreciate your advice and your steadfastness. And we're gonna miss you. Thank you.
Is there anybody else that wants to say anything and make me a complete mess? If not, or
I would.
Jim?
I'm just saying,
absolutely.
you know, a little bit because, I was elected in 93 and, Connie joined the company as we just heard in 94. And, I can remember being introduced to her and this, I was gonna say girl or woman, but you can't say that anymore, this person who looked as sad as anybody I ever saw. And seemed a little slow to me, but hey, I met her and I thought, boy, what do you guys think? And they said, well, we don't know. We gotta give her a chance. So we gave her small jobs to do, which really didn't get finished very well. And,
I'm so sorry I asked her to say it.
we thought, well, why don't we get her to take a course and then, I'll go. So when she finally finished the course after the fourth time, we all looked at it and said, hey, what do you think? Maybe we'll get her another course, and a better result from it. But they never did work. And, also, she had a very, very short temper. And in those days, all the people were in one room, like the CAO had an office, but everybody else was in one room. And, was very noticeable when she would blow up at people. Oh, anyway, we really did try with her. And, the one thing that did come out was some of the people thought she was just plain dumb.
Is there an end?
I said, I don't really think she's dumb. Maybe, we try with her and see if we can get some of her badness or whatever you want. When, we were all to the effect that if, when the day they gave out brains, she thought this was brain.
Oh my gosh, turn off his mic.
When they gave out, tact and, I guess she missed the day, but, anyway, we finally, you've all seen the results of it. I mean, let's face it, she, from day to day, we know that she's improved a little. But, she never did come up to par. And Connie, I don't think you know. I think you got something to offer, somebody somewhere sometime. You know,
Might not be you, Jim.
But anyway, hasn't it been a great time?
It has.
We had, and I wanna tell you though, Carolyn says she goes to her for advice. I went to her for advice. Never did much good, but there was one thing she said to me, and I'll never forget it, guys. I put it into practice, and I do it all the time now. She said, go to the community center and get your water, and they won't have a buildup in your kettle.
I did say that.
Anyway, Connie, I love you. We all love you. Everybody you've dealt with loves you. And you better have a good retirement. You deserve it.
You do deserve it.
And I think first time ever, I did see Jim at a little bit of a loss for words there, so. Something he was, yeah.
This grass for sure.
Mine will be a lot shorter than Jim, I think, but there's a good reason why it looks like the entire township is in the office here, or the chambers here. And yes, everyone is happy to come to you for advice, and half the battle is the knowledge that you picked up over decades here. But the bigger challenge is finding someone that everyone can feel safe with. And you have always been so considered, professional, confidential, that no matter what the situation is, it doesn't even have to be township related. I know if there's something that's really, really bothering me, Connie will always be able to direct me in a positive direction. So like, I am incredibly appreciative for the work that you've done since I've joined council, but I can see that it's sort of extended well before that, and will probably extend well beyond that with the impact that you've left on the people here.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Anybody else? Now's your chance.
Did I get my turn?
You get your turn. Yes, you can have your turn now. Absolutely.
Well, I really don't know what to say from all those wonderful speeches, except of course for Jim's, which I would have expected nothing else from him. But I can say when you start hearing from various store clerks that, do you qualify for the seniors discount there? You start thinking about retirement. So I used to think that, oh, when the day comes that I can retire, I'm going to retire right away. But then the day comes and it's not so easy, because you realize what you're leaving behind, especially after such a long career. However, I can't say enough about that career over 30 years. There's been 9 elections, 7 of them I was clerk. The very first election, I worked as a poll clerk, and that was when Jim became Reeve, and my partner was Darla Marie Whalen, which of course would never happen now based on all of the rules and policies around conflict of interest. And then I began my clerk's career in the middle of 2000, which was an election year and the first year for vote by mail. But my first mentor was Dorothy Walk, and she's no longer with us, and I couldn't have asked her to mentor. She taught me a lot. And I think that's what's so important in municipal government. You learn from the other people you work with. And I feel very fortunate that I've been supported by council to have the opportunities for professional development and to work with dedicated people. And we might all have our strengths and weaknesses. However, we work together, and that's what's important. That's what gets things done, to work as a team. And it goes by very fast. However, people over, I guess over about the last 6 months, when I gave my notice in December, and you're out at different events and you get asked quite often,
when you're retiring, and you talk to, in Peterborough County, there's a lot of longtime CAOs and clerks. And so as we're reaching this point, we talk to each other about what date are you leaving, and you get different answers. I just have to put the calendar in front of me and pick a date. And then you receive quite a few questions about, what are your plans? What are you going to do when you retire? And I've heard that quite a bit, and I've even had people suggest appropriate answers for me to give. Good answers to provide. But I think when Alana and I were at a retirement session recently and talking to a few other staff, there's 3 going in Selwyn this year. And it seemed apparent that none of us had really planned anything so far, because I think we're just too busy doing municipal work. We hadn't thought that far ahead. But I guess my comment is I'm a little confused about this retirement thing, because I thought when you retired that you didn't have to plan. You just do what you want. So that's what I'm looking forward to most of all. More time with family, more time with friends, but I won't forget all the relationships that I've built over the years with council members and staff. And I think we've been very fortunate to have some great people working for North Kawartha, and it's evident in the things that have been accomplished. And I think the township is on the verge of many new changes that are going to happen through planning, through artificial intelligence. There's going to be many more policies. Sometimes when you're dealing with various issues, you have to stop and think, okay, what should I do? Because somewhere there must be a policy for this. And maybe I should read it first before I answer. So, you know, we've dealt with, went through a pandemic, went through all kinds of things. And I've been fortunate to have about 4 different CAOs that I've worked for over the years. One was interim. And they've each brought something special to the job, and I've learned from each one of them. And Alana, who used to be the deputy clerk, she was always so great to review any work that I did, and continued, of course, to do that as CAO. And I just want to say how much I have appreciated the people that I've worked with. And a final comment that Kelly has been a great deputy clerk, and Keely-Anne, and they both worked hard to get where they have to get accomplished in their training and to move into new positions. And I know they're going to fill my shoes, and I'm sure Kelly will be much more efficient and not so slow to the start as I said, but she'll have to have a sense of humor too, because Judy and I have often said, you know, we can cry about this or we can laugh. So we're going to accept the challenge. We're just going to laugh about it and move on. So I think I've spoken long enough. Thank you very much to everybody, and for everybody that is.
And despite what Jim said, you were a very worthwhile investment. It paid off. We've all benefited from your leadership. So let's give you the $1 million check and let's take some pictures, shall we? We have a lovely certificate here in recognition of your 32 years of dedicated service, leaving a lasting legacy as municipal clerk. So thank you. And Kelly, where would you like us? Okay. You and me, if you want, we're going to bring council up. We're going to bring whoever else wants to come up. We'll take lots of pictures. First, I'll give you the big check.
I'll
take that. I'll get there.
You can still change your mind.
Yeah.
No chance.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, you guys come on in.
Always at your right hand.
No.
I'll let you stand.
No.
No, you do. Family.
Great. Good, okay.
Why don't we take one for a moment?
Well, I know, I'm saying with her family, I want to bring her family, so hang on, don't. Out there. Let her family get some pictures. But yes, definitely, we'll bring everybody up. Oh. Yeah, you stopped. Oh, okay, wait, we're gonna, you guys,
No, I've done everybody.
let's get everybody,
Come on.
or do you, yeah, like, I think, yeah, we need
Get
to.
off your duffs and get up here. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say. Go, Connie. Or where do you want her over there? I'm going in this one.
You take.
Everybody.
Okay, we'll get everybody.
Well, I'm just the clear department.
You guys come in, like, we have to squeeze in, like it's. Oh, why did I think? Connie needs to be in front though.
Jim, Gary here. Oh, no, Gary. Kelly, Gary here, right? Yeah, good.
Yeah, that's right. Come on. Get in, everybody get in. Over here. We'll sit. We need to switch, so then you can hold the picture. Here, you come right here.
I'm sure there's a timer function on one of those phones if you.
Oh, there probably is.
There it is. I just can't get it up tall enough to get everybody in.
Is there a wide angle lens?
It's not showing,
Why is there an elbow?
I can full shot.
I'll switch you, Kelly.
Yeah, I think I.
Give the camera to Sean.
Yeah, here, get in here.
Here's Sean, we can let you. Oh.
Oh, wow. Hang on.
Just stay on it.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna get less shared. Nope, not gonna work.
There's Sean.
Tripod in the budget.
Sean. Made them pop.
It's true.
It's not high enough to get it on the shares.
How about this? I have a wide angle lens that will allow
Oh, fancy.
everyone.
I did get it all.
Of course. Even this shit back here a little bit. Timer on. Watch out, Jim, I'm gonna beeline a path right out of it.
Here's some space here.
Can you see us over here?
I got everybody.
That's not gonna stand up though.
It sure will.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh.
And this still needs to. Okay, this is a 10-second timer. It's gonna blink in this area and I can see everybody. She's going back.
Okay. 8, 7, 6.
Counts wrong.
4. Everybody say chicken shits. Connie. Connie.
Everybody's gonna pretend like that, Mike? Okay, let me check.
It worked.
Dog was facing their own.
Anyway, yeah, we're good.
Okay, perfect. Wonderful. All right, now we do need to.
I would like one more with Ellie, Keely,
Absolutely. We need to. Here. Perfect. Okay, Sean's gonna take that and then.
Ellie?
They're very. Oh, there.
They're very. For 60 seconds, I'm thinking, well, it's gonna be wild, but.
I was already like fighting here. Such a.
Oh, no, she's got it.
Come on. Maybe can
everybody.
can we get one of you in that?
Oh, yes.
That's right. Last year, month.
Well, I mean.
I didn't see you sneaking.
So, it's big, right? It's usually my hair's on my face, so you can't even see me, right? But
That is.
Okay, now one of the two of them. Sorry. Look at it, sorry.
So many.
So many.
Celebrity. Your next. It's true.
Messy. Okay. Okay. Jim and Colin, where'd Colin go? I know. Oh, Jim's here. You only need to, yeah, we got me some sort of, you guys, where are we, Jim? Oh, all right. So
What do you need?
I need a motion to confirm the proceedings of today's meeting, please. Moved by Ruth Ann, seconded by Jim. All those in favor? And motion to adjourn from this meeting. Jim, Ruth Ann, me, and Connie. Thanks, everyone.